Hello guys, it is that panda guy. I'm here again with another video, and today we're gonna be looking at some more G3, and it is RPG again, and it is starting out with us hitting a base. We basically had pushed RPG back from their level 7, and we commenced our, I guess, burning of their towers and pushing them back, and we basically disconnected a further up tower because they were like heavily defending them, so we had to build along them, and eventually we cut them off. And I will give it to RPG. They were really good at making sure their players were not caught slacking. I think we only zeroed maybe 2 or 3 players, or at least bigger players. And you might think, oh, that's kind of a lot, but it's honestly impressive when you consider how many people make mistakes, and you can only warn people so much. So I'm assuming that these guys had went in telling people, make sure you're not offline shielded, make sure you're not doing this offline shielded, make sure you're not in this territory if you can't protect your base, etc. They're probably reminding their players regularly, from what I'd be assuming. So the fact that they had so minimal get caught actually on these towers to get zeroed was pretty impressive. They also had a lot of people not teleporting up at all, which was just good. So overall, I think RPG did good. We did get a good zero in here, but I honestly have to give props to RPG because that kind of those small things. Like I really respect those small things because I know how hard it was to honestly coordinate with members, making sure members were keeping themselves safe. Also, we had some dudes swarm here. This was a youch real quick. I think they were trying to hit for the resources at the end there, but they didn't make it in time. But yeah, honestly, really good. We got a good zero in here though. We had to make sure like we were getting our players out of this AoE though, because they were getting smacked. And the thing is, we pushed RPG back to Helipad, and I won't show it in this video, but they actually end up freaking building off to the side, and they build behind their Helipad. And I think it was like the last day, but I talked to Nam and I was like, yo, dude, we should probably build around here, maybe get a good zero in. And we did actually end up getting like a 3 zeros actually in on that last day. And we basically tried to cut out those towers off as quick as possible, because we wanted to make sure, everybody felt safe on those back towers. They were like, okay, this is good. And then we surrounded their helipad really quickly. It was just, big brain strategies out here, just trying to take advantage. But yeah, I will say LeBron and them freaking held on for a bit though, because dude, I was thinking that the towers would be easy to drop. They made our job so much harder, and we had to maintain field and everything because they were just trying to milk us for troops. Obviously, as attackers, I'd rather be a defender. I'd rather be on the defending side. So sieging a tower is a pain, especially when like they're just so into defending that mess. Either way, it was fun. And I think you're just gonna see some tower fights here. Mostly just gonna be tower fights in this video, okay? But yeah, basically we swarmed this tower. I think they started abandoning towers, and they had like random people in them that made it easy to just milk them for kills. And people just left their troops in there, and you see another one here. These guys were actually more so defending this. There was a village actually attached to this tower, so I think they were trying to hold this thing for as long as possible to prevent us from getting their village. Because the thing is, it's easier to hold these towers over holding their village where they can't really maintain the field presence. And obviously around these towers, they can just pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out. And the thing is, we were trying to push as fast as possible to take them off the village, actually, because what happens is, LeBron and their big players, who have really good gear and stuff, we didn't want them getting on and popping in these garrisons. We wanted to make sure the trades were as good as possible, and we pushed them back as soon as possible. And we end up swarming a lot on the last tower to actually, push them back to Heli to try to like make sure they just didn't have any towers down. And guys, let me tell you, I literally traded so bad, and I think it was more so even, and I probably traded a little bit negative, but we traded bad. I was, just the swarms, we were swarming like crazy. I was trying to make sure that they weren't able to fill it, but I think I overestimated us, and I think I underestimated them because, they were struggling to fill a lot of these towers, but they were like so hard filling that last tower. I think one of their whales actually got zeroed defending the tower. Like they zeroed themselves out. But, I thought they weren't going to be able to hold the tower because they were struggling for so long. All these towers would drop to like 700k. We would take advantage of that. Boom, we swarm it. This case, we were trying to do that without like it dropping far enough, because the thing is, I noticed that the rally was kind of across from village, and us refilling it was really hard, and I think we rushed the rally too fast. And we should have actually dropped a tower near the helipad before we started just rallying from across village, because then refreshing troops and actually joining the rally and trying to keep it full was like a struggle. And I think sometimes like that's the kind of stuff we need to work on, trying, not over rushing things when we really don't need to. I mean, in that regard, obviously, I still wanted to rush RPG back to helipad, but I think like running a rally like that was pretty reckless. We do end up getting these burns off, pretty good reports, honestly. And at this point, I think a lot of them had just given up, backed up, and just decided they would kind of back off the towers and let us take village. And we did push for village here. We canceled the first rally. I don't know why we canceled it. Maybe the trades weren't as appealing to Nam as possible. I mean, we end up running range. But this report is pretty nice. The thing is about villages, unlike towers where you're trading at a dead injury ratio loss as a or as an attacker, you're getting more deads than injuries compared to the defenders. Villages, it's a 50-50 injured death ratio on both sides. So no matter what, if you're trading positive versus the village, you're going to be trading good on the deads and injuries. That's basically how it works. And this is what I was talking about, guys. So we tried swarming this thing, and I thought there was not enough people around it. I also had recognized that they seemed to be running out of troops. So they were running on fumes because, they weren't able to fill towers previously. But in this case, they managed to freaking hold this thing long enough, and they milked us, okay? We got milked a bit. You see the towers actually building off to the left, and I think we should have waited on that tower to drop before we even started sending this rally. And another reason I actually wanted to swarm this thing wasn't only because of the, us being so far and wanting to rush this thing and make sure, the thing is the rally, right? The rally itself, I knew that it wasn't going to hold, and it was actually really struggling to keep full. So I thought if we swarmed it or we put pressure on it, it would kind of take pressure off the rally, which worked. But once, at this point, we don't have enough things swarming it. If you get like one or two marches kind of soloing without an actual swarm around this tower, this becomes painful for the marches because you're not trading well enough at all. There's not enough marches putting pressure on this thing, and the solos just started trading really bad. Like you have to have all 10 marches on it like consecutively for it to be maximizing its potential. But you guys get the point, right? You guys get the overall point. We got freaking gobsmacked here. And they start porting people in, defending this thing. And I was like, man, can I not just lay down for the night? Because I was so ready to go to bed. But we do end up burning this thing once. They do repair it, which is so stupid. And then we had to, rally it for a long time again. I think LeBron and them started waking up, but luckily the thing was already burning too long and they had already wasted a repair. So they didn't manage to actually save the tower. And we did actually cut them from helipad. So even if they saved it, it wouldn't have actually mattered. We had field presence. It was, it was flawless. Okay, guys, it was flawless. And yeah, thankfully this freaking tower is going to drop like eventually. You guys are watching and you're waiting and I'm waiting and we're all waiting. And you see it at 400K. The thing is they aren't able to keep this thing at maximum capacity. And I was in a situation like this, right? And I've been in situations like this. But honestly, when you start getting to the point where you're like at 500K troops and you're spam filling and you can't get past like that 500K, 700K mark, I think you just abandon the tower at that point because or even if you don't completely abandon it, you need to abandon it for that single burn, and you need to just let them take the burn because you're going to be trading really bad at that point. You're not able to keep it full, and you are struggling, and the people are going to start, not wanting to fill it, and it's just a pain. It's overall just terrible. Thankfully, this island was honestly more, or I guess less eventful than more of our other islands. The thing is, there weren't like requirements that we had to meet in the alliance. Although I will say it was less exciting. I am glad because, I mean, honestly, I burnt through a lot of troops this island I probably shouldn't have burnt through because RPG, wasn't an enemy where I needed to get a lot of deads. I could have easily just filled these rallies with my ults and got a lot of deads like that and then pushed them back. But either way, this island was way easier for us, overall. And, it saved everybody resources, I'm pretty sure. We weren't spending as much as maybe against, just whale brackets every time. So it is nice to sometimes get a break, I feel like I've been able to put better use to these resources, like growing on my alts and stuff. So overall, it's pretty nice. And yeah, we're swarming this tower. I think it's after we connected, their helipad tower, and they weren't defending it at all. They didn't have nobody port over when they saw us building, and I don't think they ended up caring. And we ended up just surrounding the field so nobody could port close to it and then save the tower. and just simple stuff. Also, guys, let me know if there's anything you would like to see, like information-wise in a video. I know I made those tier list videos, or I'm making another tier list video for like newer regions on the heroes and stuff. But if you have anything you like to see, even if it's not hero related, do let me know, because I even have like an area on my Discord server. So if you do want to join there and make content requests, please do, because it always gives me more ideas, and I'm always glad to help. Okay, I'm always glad to do those videos and implement the ideas. But now the tower over here has dropped. Okay, and these are okay. The whole RPG saga has ended for now. I think there will be one more video, but now this is a random clip I'd gotten from somebody. Like, somebody had been getting swarmed. They sent me some reports for this. This was kind of crazy to me. This dude was 90 million might. I think the dude swarming him was like 120, 130 million. You see him 120 million there. He's even hitting with siege at this point. This, I don't even know. This was kind of sloppy. He even lets the wall recover before hitting again. And I don't know, man. Like, I get maybe trying to online zero some people, but at 90 million, unless you have like more people who are able to swarm with you, this is just a no-go, and I don't know what to say. He was even using Martin Alita March. It's just kind of crazy to me. And I guess this dude was in Battle Fury and he was waiting it out. Honestly, I would have been freaking ecstatic if I was in this situation. I probably wouldn't have shielded until my hospital was about full, because this dude was basically zeroing himself on this guy. It was kind of crazy. But I think that's about it to the video. There's gonna be a little bit more you can watch over, but I will have to go. You guys have a good day or night, though, and I do appreciate you guys as always for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And that is it to the video. You guys have a good day there. Peace.